Can you make that image out? It's HW. Julian Assange. He filled the newspapers and TV screens for a long time, didn't he? When he was holed up over in London under house arrest. I'm on that part of George Street where the cinema complex is. It's Friday, and as the old Easy Beat song goes, I've got Friday on my mind. I've had a bit of an injury, bit of an ongoing concern. Been doing a lot of running lately. Been preparing for a fun run that I haven't been on for a long time, and as such I've been doing a lot of hill running. And I've picked up either a heel spur or plantar fasciitis. I don't know which one it is, but purchased myself a couple of heel cups last night to give me a bit of support, so I'm walking around on those today. And given that, I thought what I'd do is I'd get around Sydney City today and just have a look at a few places like this Julian Assange mural, and just take it easy, take my time, get around and have a look at a few different things rather than just walking up and down the main streets. So let's do the weather observations up as we look up at this beautiful blue sky. It's a completely clear sky in Sydney today, this morning. It's going to be 18 degrees Celsius is going to be the top, and the wind's currently from the west at 20 kilometres an hour. So if at any stage we do get a glimpse of the harbour, the water's probably going to be quite flat. And so far today, or this morning in this part of George Street, there's really only a bunch of I think Asian students getting around, because there are a lot of English colleges in the city, and this is also a popular area for them. There's a lot of Asian eateries and a lot of games, arcades around here, which they seem to haunt. I just walked past Central Street before, which I'm now in, and a few of these billboards caught my attention as I walked past, so I thought I'd come back and have a look. And I'm going to go into this games arcade in a minute to see what's in there, because I've never been in there before, and it looked quite colourful. But we're just standing outside the Metro, which is a bit of a venue for live acts in Sydney, and I noticed on the poster here there's a few people that we know. There's James Rain there. Lady Hawk, I've heard the name but haven't really listened to any of her music before. Who else have we got? I don't know any of them. They look like international acts that I never heard of. So there might be a bit of an Indian crew coming in as well. Lost Stories and Abdul Hanan. Not until August. Just before we go into the arcade, let's have a quick look at this K-pop joint up here. Trying to work out what this place is. It says Uptown Korean Supermarket. So Gangnam K-pop on there. What is it? Is it a supermarket? Is it a cafe? Oh, it looks like it's a bit of a cafe. It's interesting. Let's get into this arcade. Looks like there's a bit of an upstairs and downstairs for this arcade. It's got all the usual skill tester machines to try to grab yourself a prize. Win yourself a roll of tickets that you can hand in to get yourself one of these fluffy animals. Now, I've never been to Korea, but I would expect that they'd have arcades like this in Korea. So I get the feeling this is a bit of a Korean-themed amusement arcade, possibly Japanese as well. Plenty of these skill tester machines anyway. There's a basketball dunking machine. Oh, there's upstairs as well. So it's over 3 levels. Oh, just outside the Albion Palace Hotel, I spied the old alleyway that people would take between the parking lots in... can't even remember what street that is now down there. What is it? Clarence Street? And the movie theatre. So let's get down the laneway. Opportunity to see a ye old advertisement, as the Americans would say. Fairbanks Lavender and Sons, English Saddlers. English Tanners and Curriers. At the end of this little alleyway, shame on me, I called Kent Street Clarence Street. It's Kent Street. I should know that, given that I just finished a walk here a couple of weeks ago. Haven't been down here for ages. Down in Darling Park, which is literally a park at the base of the 3 buildings that frame Darling Park, which is now the Commonwealth Bank, IAG and Rabobank. It's lunchtime, or it's hit lunchtime, so all the punters are down here enjoying a bit of sun on a relatively cool day in old Sydney town. This fountain just here in the centre. When I worked in this building just here, I used to come down here for breaks, and around spring or just before spring every year, a family of ducks would take up residence in this park, and you'd see the little ducklings swimming in that fountain over there. But unfortunately, I got a bit of a sad story. As the weeks went on and the ducklings started to grow, a family of crows would turn up, and one by one would pick the ducklings off when the parents were out looking for food. And I never got the opportunity to see whether any of the ducklings actually survived the whole season or not. I would assume they probably all got killed off by the crows. Looks like a bit of a Guyamere lily just there. It's sprouted up out of the prongs below it. Here's an actual model of Darling Park. Probably back in the days when they were planning out the precinct, when I worked in that building just there. The Rabobank building hadn't been built yet. This one here used to be the Nestle building, and this one here was the IBM building. And got a rendering of the I can't even think of the name of the wharf now. Oh, you know the wharf I mean anyway, just here. Thought I'd take the escalators over out of the Darling Park complex over to Darling Harbour like I used to in the old days. Cockle Bay Wharf, that's what I was trying to think of. I need a coffee badly. It's the approaches to the Harbour Bridge below us. So there's a lot of cars heading that way, and a couple veering off to the left there to head through the city. Let's get down the old escalators. I wanted to see if this crazy sweets and ice cream store was still here, and it is. Oh, the old Love Bomb Candy Cafe. So it's still here. Quick squeeze at Cockle Bay Wharf. Punters starting to spill into the restaurants and cafes, stuff their faces with seafood. W Hotel glistening in the sun. A few boats parked on the marina. Probably driven in from the west or the eastern suburbs. On the other side of Piedmont Bridge now, watching this lovely motor yacht cruise into the marina. Maritime Museum in the background. Plenty of tourists getting around on this beautiful day. A lot of them starting to mill around the zoo and Madame Tussauds down there. As we'll have a look back towards the city on Piedmont Bridge. They usually advertise different things on the flagpoles here, but today it's just got flags for Darling Harbour itself. Not advertising anything special. Just taking a view of the Helm Bar here now. I remember during the Sydney Olympics back in 2000, this was a popular watering hole for people associated with the British Olympic team, I think. So a few people packed in there now, having some lunch and drinks. Look at that, just there. Still the remnants of the old monorail exist in Sydney. That was one of the stations here at Darling Harbour, which you could alight at to get to Darling Park or the Cockle Bay Wharf. There's still advertisements inside where the monorail would come past, and the people standing on the platform would look up at the advertisements. Might go down there and see if there's an opening to get in there. Nah, it's all closed up, but you might see the remnants of the old turnstiles just there. You can see that blue there in the no entry marker, little red no entry marker. People used to put their token in there and go through the turnstile and get on the old monorail. The old Bank of New South Wales signage on this building here. Still has a Bank of New South Wales. At the base of it as well, you can see the Westpac sign there. That's what the Bank of New South Wales became Westpac. Westpac Corporation. Oh, today's the day. I'm finally going to grab one of these June's coffees. Just off Wynyard Lane. Let's get over to June's. Finally get our hands on one. How many times have I walked past this and promised that I'd get a coffee here? Oh, here's a little pickup section to grab your nectar. Either grab it here or just here. And here's the skilled barista racking up or basketing up another delicious double shot of coffee. Lunch crowd still going up and down George Street over there. There's one of the entrances to the old bank. These imported trees here have lost all their leaves, or mostly lost all their leaves now. There's only a few stragglers left on the branches. It's almost a sort of butterscotchy sort of taste in this coffee. Yeah, it's definitely butterscotch as opposed to nutty. You usually get like that real nutty taste in coffee, in some coffees anyway. So nutty slash chocolatey. But this one's got a real butterscotchy taste. You can definitely taste some chocolate in it too, in the aftertaste. I wouldn't say it's a super strong coffee. Probably needs another shot. But hey, it's a good little spot with a good little outlook. These are the little chairs that you can sit on. They're attached to the wall. And this is where I've seated. They're quite small chairs. You wouldn't want to be too large. You'd struggle to sit on these. Anyway, that's June's. Coffee stop achieved and ticked off the list. Oh, outside the old GPO, and I can spy a few people eating lunch outside this restaurant up here. Let's go and spy on them. There's a few people having some cheeky glasses of vino there. Oh, this door's open. Had a look up at that staircase before. There's not as many people eating lunch on the actual stairs today. Must be too cold for them. Again, I've said this before. On the side of the GPO here, these stairs, a great place to have lunch. Grab yourself a sandwich and watch the punters as they get about their business in the city. In the old days when the offices were full, all the bike couriers used to stop on the stairs here for their meetups in between jobs. Don't see them anymore. All the years I've walked down Pitt Street here, and I've never noticed this little staircase here. This is a little bank safe where you come deposit your valuables, and you can come here whenever you like and exchange your valuables and have a look at them, and where your safe keeps. But yeah, come down this little staircase, ring on the bell, an attendant comes out, grabs your safety deposit box and puts it on the table over there for you to have a look through. So I've never noticed it before. One of the punters using that facility just came in and was staring at me and waiting till I dispersed before she went down there, probably to deposit some more gold jewellery or something, or diamonds, who knows. Oh, let's have another quick skirt up Rose Street. Been in this street before. In the old days, this used to be a real bohemian sort of fashion area of Sydney, or street or strip, but now it's just an entrance into the MLC Centre. Oh, this shop here used to be a delicious sandwich shop, and again I've mentioned this before. For the life of me, I can't even remember the name of the sandwich shop now. How fast these purveyors of sandwiches leave your brain. I was just about to look it up, and then it popped back into my two brain cells. It was Little Vienna was the name of the sandwich shop. All right on the corner of Lees Court and Rose Street. Look at all the punters lined up at this shop up here. Let's go and check it out. Oh, look at them lined up for their little bowls of smoothies and fruits and stuff. It's called Oakberry. Oh, we're at the backstage doors of the Theatre Royal. And what have they got playing at the moment? They got The Odd Couple. The Odd Couple, the stage show. And who have they got playing the parts? Shane Jacobson and Todd McKenney. Shane Jacobson's a comedian. Todd McKenney, dancer, entertainer, I suppose you'd call him. See if we can sneak a look through the stage doors here. Probably when the shows are on, the actors probably sneak out here to have a cheeky cigarette, if they smoke. I love this old image they've got of Rose Street back in the day. Don't know whether that's smog or fog. Or the gents walking up the street with their little briefcases. I've had a coffee here before, Libel Coffee, and they call themselves 130 Pitt Street, but there's no entrance into the coffee shop from 130 Pitt Street unless you go through that tunnel just there. So I don't know why they don't just call themselves Lee's Court or Close or whatever this street is. But it's a good place to have yourself a batch coffee. So just near the MLC Centre. Just outside the Theatre Royal, they've got an emblem here to signify when the Phantom of the Opera played here from 1993 to 1995. The Australian stars that headed this particular production were Rob Guest, Maria Pryor and Peter Cousins. I've heard all of those names before. Marina Pryor, I think they've even had her sing the national anthem a few times too. Just here, from this building here over to here was where the old walkway pedestrian tunnel used to be. That took you up and above King Street just here, and it took you from the MLC Centre over to the Glass House. And while I'm here, let's see what we can find of the old Glass House if we go into H&M over there. So here's the entrance to where the old Glass House mall used to be, now taken over by H&M. But just here along this wall here, there used to be a tea house, and I'd gone in there for a cup of tea every now and again. Let's see if there's any other remnants of the old Glass House in here. I can't remember whether this is the same configuration, but there was always elevators here, so it looks like they've maintained some of the old structure of the Glass House. Or did I say elevators? I meant to say escalators. And now the old Glass House just meets Westfield now. Meets the Westfield Shopping Centre. And there's that little Sparrow Cafe that I had coffee at in one of the last videos. Let's finally take the chance to have a look inside the world's largest Lego store, which is in Sydney, just off the Pitt Street Mall. We start off with this lovely bit of Australiana, a gum tree with a kookaburra, koala and cockatoos in the branches. Is there anything around the other side? Oh, another koala, a possum, a fruit bat, and a little lizard down here. Got a bit of the old NASA space Lego over here. $150 this cargo spaceship, or $149.99 AUD. And that rover up there is $199.99. We don't have cents or pennies in Australia anymore, so I don't know why they bother reading it like that. They should just call it 200. So Lego man. $99. So Ayrton Senna's vehicle, I'd consider that maybe. Space scene there. Wonder how many floors this joint is. Come up the escalator and I met with the a Lego rendering of the builders building the Harbour Bridge. Seagull sitting on the side there. Pussycat. It looks like there's a galah up the top of the bridge up there. A few of the riggers here hanging off the bottom of the bridge. Bit of a soccer Lego person here. I like this koala over here. Crikey, it weighs 19 kilos, this Lego. It's got 12,736 bricks and it took 55 hours to build. Super Mario section over here. Geez, that brings back memories. Super Mario. I didn't mind playing Super Mario Kart. The actual Super Mario, the game where you went around that world, I wasn't real keen on that one. I spent a long time watching various people play that for hours and hours. It used to drive me nuts. That's pretty cool, look at that. It's a Statue of Liberty there. And Notre Dame Cathedral. I wonder if they consider that pre or post the fire. Now let's get downstairs because I saw a delightful opera house scene. There we go, we try again. I can't see any plaque on this one to tell us how long it took to build. But let me tell you, that's a lot of blocks. I don't know what this one's supposed to be. Doesn't really say. Sort of giving me like the Angry Birds sort of theme but then it's a dragon with a man inside it. It weighs 39 kilos, or just over 39 kilos. It's got 29,204 bricks, and it took 110 hours. As we look down George Street, outside the Apple store, on the intersection of King Street, that's your look into Old Sydney Town this Friday towards the end of June. First month of winter in Sydney almost gone. Thanks for coming on the little skirt. As we can see a light rail tram coming down the tracks. I'll say goodbye to you. The video is over.